Right, welcome to the Houston SWL channel. I have a video on another older AM radio that you see in front of you. This is the Zenith Royal 705, and you can see it says long distance here. I'll talk a little bit about that. But I'd made a previous video with this radio. This is another Zenith. I guess I call them like lunchbox radios. I think that's what they're also called because it looks like a little lunchbox. This is the Royal 675, this AM radio made in the 60s, as well as this other one made in the 60s. This I got locally off of Marketplace. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. It's working fine, so I haven't done anything to it, and it sounds good and picks up stations well, so you can go check that video. So this one I got off of Etsy, and I guess what attracted me to it was because it was noted as long distance. It said it was untested. So when I got the radio, it did power up and pulled in some stations, but they were weak, had low volume. So embarked on a expedition to just try to fix it and work on it. I'd never done anything like that before. Watched a bunch of YouTube videos. My brother was also interested in, I guess, working on old radios, so we went back and forth exchanging videos and comments and things like that. So yeah, this is the volume on off button, just the tuning dial. Has this chromium type silver metal finish here, same as on this other one, the Zenith badge. Has this kind of, I think this is cardboard, covered cardboard. These, so a lot of them, if they're in kind of bad shape, the cardboard is peeling and tattered. This is actually in really good shape, I would say. You can see the handle is has a little issues. I guess trying not to pick it up because it's eventually going to break. But the sides and everything look pretty good. The back, you have to open it up so it starts creasing back here, and these snaps are always kind of messed up because it's just covered cardboard. So I'll peel that off this side. So overall it looks pretty good. Here's the back and the inside of the radio. So it uses 4 AA batteries. This is a tuning capacitor. So this one, like I said, I did do some work on it and replaced all of the electrolytic capacitors because they dry up over time and start shifting their capacitance, and then that could throw off some of the other biases of the transistors and stuff like that. But I had actually changed all of those, and the radio still wasn't working very well. But just so you can see, here's the components I changed. This is a electrolytic capacitor. This was kind of new to me. I guess it has 3 leads, but I guess it's 2 capacitors in one form factor, which was sort of interesting. So I'd replace it with 2 separate capacitors next to each other. These other blue ones are electrolytics, and this other one is not an electrolytic, but I tested that, and then when I pulled it out, I don't think it was bad, but you can see it's kind of messed up here. I might have done that, taking it out. And what turned out to be the problem was this transistor. It was in the first IF stage. The transistor was bad. So then my next endeavor was, where do I find one of these? I know nothing really about these old components. Posted on some antique radio boards and on Facebook and Reddit, and there's a lot of helpful people out there who know a whole lot, on restoring radios. But you can't find this. This is a Hitachi 421-7. But I guess people gave me some suggestions, and I ended up going on eBay, which is a good source to find old components, and ended up finding this this is a Sanyo 2SA221. And interesting, I guess all these old radios use PNP transistors with positive grounding, which is also kind of new to me. And but I got, I guess, two of these. He was selling them together, so I put this in the radio, and that solved the problem. It's working well. And so I guess just the thing about this, that's the difference between, say, this one and this other one. Why is this, this doesn't say anything about long distance, whereas this one is noted as long distance radio. And if you look at the schematics, so that's another thing I've been having to bone up on. This was all kind of Greek to me, or I hadn't looked at this stuff in ages, but sorry for all the writing. But this is the one that you're looking at here, the 705. I guess the schematic has M, but everything's the same. So you can see the orange, I highlighted the different transistors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the audio output stage, and with the driver, there's a second IF transistor or first, and then the converter mixer has a transistor, and then there's one that's coming right off the antenna for the RF amplifier. So this has, like I said, 7 transistors. And that's this one noted as a long distance radio. This other one that wasn't noted as that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has less transistors. So I guess this one gives more amplification to the signal to boost it. And so I believe that's pretty much why it's noted here as a long distance radio. So it also has these match pair outputs, which is the same as on this one. This transistor here has a first, second IF stage, the same, but you can see, I guess there's a RF transistor here, but there's no other transistor in this one that's not marked as long distance. And so, yeah, you can definitely tell a difference on its ability to pull in weaker signals with that additional transistor. So this has 7, this one has 6, and I've been posting videos of this GE that I got off of eBay for like 18 bucks. It was working, but also had some issues. It wasn't pulling in that many stations, and the volume was low. But you can see here, this has 10 transistors, and it's also marked as long range or long distance. And so if we kind of do the same thing and look at the schematic, you can see over here in this audio section, man, this has the other ones had 3 transistors, where this has, I guess this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transistors. It has 2 here. I guess it's hard to see. It has this IF module, 1 over here in the converter, and then 1 over here in the RF coming off the antenna. So that's why these 2 are noted as like long distance, long range. And then when I did post on knock the capacitor off, on Reddit, I guess there's a bunch of knowledgeable people on some of the shortwave bands. They had mentioned that this could be a TRF radio, tuned radio frequency, but I didn't know anything about that and had to look it up. But I don't, from what I've read anyway, I don't think these are TRF radios. They just have additional transistors for amplification that helps with the long distance reception, the way I understand it anyway. So if I'm mistaken, just please let me know. So this is the Zenith 705. So let me just turn this on and see what we can get. Let me tool down here on the low end of the spectrum.
Series, the conference finals, and the championship. New York is trading at 9% to win it all, meaning $100.
I believe this is a local sports channel.
You're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no.
But I do have to say, I guess when I had changed all of the capacitors And then I was waiting for this PNP transistor. I didn't have one. I'd put a NPN in. Somebody said, well, try that. And I guess it did work, but the volume wasn't nearly as loud as it should have been, and it didn't work like it was supposed to, but it made it operable. So once this Sanyo PNP came in, I replaced it, and it started working a lot better. So they
straightforward, always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45.
It's kind of a weak station there. But I won't stop on many of these, but I've been actually using the GE in the back recently, picking up a number of stations from Mexico. Since I'm down here in Texas, it's been pulling them in pretty well, so you can check some of those out. And I believe I have one video of this one with, I think it's the station La Ranchera from Mexico. So there's a couple of Spanish stations we'll come across since we're here down in Texas, near the Texas-Mexico border. It's another local station, talk radio, pretty strong signal.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu/.
Another one, so you can hear it's pulling in stations well. Another Spanish station. There's also 2 Vietnamese stations on AM here in town. Another station. I think this is 920, I think. Since I've been listening to more AM lately, I'm starting to remember some of these stations. I actually listen to it in the car more than I used to. Another Spanish station. Oh, there we go. That's from Mexico. That's La Ranchera. I mean, I think they broadcast with quite a bit of power. So anyway, it's still kind of light outside, as you can see. So it's coming in really well. I think that's La Ranchera. That may be either from Monterrey or Mexico City. I can't remember. I mean, that's coming in like a local station.
Profiles encourage return to the.
So anyway, just it's working well. So I'm really happy with it. This is my first radio recapping and restoration, if you want to say. So kind of a big accomplishment to get something working and be like a caretaker of these old radios. Getting up here to the higher end of the band. Another Spanish station. Here's one of the Vietnamese AM stations in town. Really interesting language. I think that would be hard to learn. Playing some music. I think we're tapped out. I think there's a Spanish station local that's at the top, but that's a tour of this Zenith 705. And here's just a close-up of the inside of the radio with the different transistors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the Sanyo that I replaced the Hitachi with that was in there, and that one capacitor that had 2 inside of it. So here's the 2 different separate ones that I used to replace that. So it's actually, I guess, pretty easy to take this board out of the radio and work on it. So as opposed to the GE, I'll make a video on that one. That was a pain in the neck to work on, but I guess they say persistence pays off. So all right, thanks for watching, and if you're into shortwave, maybe start thinking about doing some AM radio listening, especially at night. You can hear stations from different states, a lot of states in the U.S., and depending on where you're located, down south, maybe Mexico, up north from Canada, and I'm not sure how feasible it is to pick up AM stations over in Europe, but maybe across the Atlantic might be conducive to some long distance signal propagation. But you don't need to get any fancy radio. Just if you have an AM radio, just start off trying to use that and see what you can pick up. It's just another fun extension to the radio listening hobby. All right, thanks again for watching. Found this video interesting. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot, and aloha.